What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy Dread is back, here to give you guys my Spider-Man Homecoming review. Had to break up my Team Stark shirt for this one. And minor spoilers, it says in this title. I'm not going to spoil anything major. I'm not going to spoil who lives, who dies, or any post-credit scenes or anything like that. But anyway, just to get started, overall, I was very, very impressed with the movie. I mean, because in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you have like these little solo films that are, okay, and they're just really just made for filler. They just made just to build the plot even more. I mean, because in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we know what they're building to. They're building to Infinity War Part 1 and 2. That's pretty much the end-all, be-all for the Phase 1, 2, and 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But this movie, they got a lot of things right with it. I mean, and like, I was impressed. I mean, they did a very, very good job with this. And Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Now, we've seen 3 separate iterations of Spider-Man, and the one thing that they got right with this one, I mean, of course, you have, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, they're Spider-Mans, and they did okay. Well, Andrew Garfield to me was average. Tobey Maguire, he was above average to me. But now we have a teenage Spider-Man, which is something that they actually stay true to the comics, stay true to the source material. He's still in his awkward teenage years, but I mean, at the same time, he's a genius. He has, he has that Peter Parker, that trademark Peter Parker IQ. But at the same time, he has that, that bumbly teen angst and that basically that awkward teenage phase that he's in, and I like that. And one thing that they did right is, I mean, of course, like all superheroes struggle with their personal lives. They try to balance their personal lives with them being a superhero. But the one thing that separates Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man than any other version of Spider-Man or any other superhero origin story for that matter is that he actually wants to be Spider-Man. He's excited to be Spider-Man. He's not like, oh, this power is a curse. Oh yeah, and also minor spoiler, they kind of do like a little Batman type of voice thing with the interrogation, but then when you guys see it, I mean, you'll see what I mean when you see the movie. But yeah, he actually has a good heart, and I mean, he actually shows passion for wanting to be a hero, and basically, it revolves around him being able to prove himself to Tony Stark that he wants to be an Avenger someday. That's pretty much the whole. It's a coming of age tale, and the supporting characters, like his best friend, like all the supporting characters of the movie were hilarious, from Aunt May to Zendaya. But I might do a spoiler review on that about Zendaya. To his love interest, I mean, everybody was great, and now, what I really wanted to talk about. Everybody talks about how the MCU has lackluster villains, or the villains are forgettable. They're not that interesting. That is not the case with Michael Keaton's Vulture, because here's the top 3 things that people look for in a villain in a superhero movie. 1, make them a believable villain. Make them feel like they're a threat. 2, have some kind of a connection with the hero. 3, give them a motive. Give them a good motive as to why are they doing what they're doing. I mean, and the thing is, like, he is a sympathetic villain. It's like, he's not bad for no reason. He's not like an I'm evil for the sake of evil villain. No, he actually has a pretty damn good motive as to why he's doing what he's doing. You got to see that once you go see the movie. So yeah, he's a very respectable villain. I gotta say he's top 3 Marvel villains now, right up there with Loki and Nebula, but Nebula's kind of a neutral party now. But yeah, special effects in the movie, as always, with Marvel always brings it when it comes to special effects. Special effects were A1. The plot and the story, I mean, like I said, this is pretty much a coming of age tale for Peter Parker. He's still struggling. I mean, because we saw like a hint of what he can do in Captain America Civil War, and they build off of that. I mean, of course, he's still struggling to, I mean, because look at all the other past Spider-Man movies. Like, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, like, they weren't Spider-Man for all that long before they mastered their powers. They mastered their powers in, like, just a couple of weeks. But Tom Holland's version of Peter Parker / Spider-Man, while he kicked some ass in Civil War, it showed that he's still green and he's still inexperienced and he's still learning the ropes on how to be a crime fighter or how to be a superhero. And that's one thing I like, and that's one thing that they did right, is that they always show that there's like, no matter how good you are, no matter how much you think you know, there's always something that you can learn. And that's pretty much a life lesson that they threw in the whole movie. Things I didn't like. There's really not that much I didn't like because the movie was even paced perfect. The pacing of the movie was perfect. Like, you were not bored at any point in the movie. There's a couple of little minor nitpicks with the plot and with some of the side characters. I mean, it's like the side henchmen and villains and stuff like that. Of course, they throw a couple of mini cameos as far as villains in there. They drop a name or two, and they once again, like, they spare us the origin story of Spider-Man. I mean, come on, we already know. I mean, if you picked up a comic, watched an anime TV series, or played a video game with Spider-Man in it, you pretty much know like every nitpicky detail of Spider-Man's origin story. You already know how it goes. But there's not really that much that I didn't like about this movie. I mean, like, of course there was like a couple of jokes that fell flat, but other than that, like, if you're not on your edge of your seat, watching the action, you're pretty much just rolling over in your seat laughing your ass off at how funny the movie is. I mean, this movie is very lighthearted and very funny. And the thing is, you might think that it's ground. I mean, like, this movie is how well they balance this movie is great because it's supposed to build. I mean, like, it does have to have some kind of link to the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe picture, but at the same time, it's grounded. And I wouldn't be surprised, but by the end of Phase 3, if they have a Spider-Verse, like, I mean, I wouldn't mind if they did three or four more Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland as Spider-Man and have like a little mini Spider-Verse when the Infinity Wars are over. But overall, action and special effects, I'll give it a perfect 10. The plot, I'll give it a 9. The acting, I'll give it a 9. The comedy, I'll also give it a 9. And pretty much overall, I will give Spider-Man Homecoming a 9 out of 10. A solid 9 out of 10. Now, this is how you do a solo superhero film. And if I were to rank it in my top 5 Marvel Cinematic Universe films, all the way from Iron Man up to now, the number one, alright, let's see, my top 5 solo films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And guys, for you watching, feel free to name yours as well. Number 1 is, of course, Captain America the Winter Soldier. Number 2, Iron Man 1. Number 3, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 4, Thor 1. And number 5, Ant-Man. And this is subject to change when Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther comes out and when Captain Marvel also comes out. But anyway, that's pretty much my miniature review of Spider-Man Homecoming. You guys let me know what you think. If you've seen the movie, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.